get them, Hello everyone, this is Aziza Jalaluddin and I'm so happy to be here with Brandon, the founder of Scale Up Marketing. Thank you so much, Brandon, for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Yes, and as we know that this session that we are holding is actually as part of our initiative of Go Global, where we are focused in supporting entrepreneurs, trainers, and coaches go into global seed. And nothing happens in this world, which has become really small. Nothing happens without going online. So, and we need a lot of online experts, and we are so grateful and so happy that we have Brandon Yong on board our Go Global mentoring team. Thank you, Brandon, for that amazing insights that you are giving for our team, because right now, while being with you, we have started quite a bit of work on our landing pages, on our CRMs, and we love it that we are getting so much of support from you. So today's session is very much about the scale up of your business. And as we know, we were discussing prior to the starting of the call, how much of difficulty a lot of SMEs are going through. It is a lot about our time and our energy being spent on the market mechanism, going to the marketing, going through all that sales processes, everything. And we really don't have time. And we are like, how do we go about, really struggling to get the numbers in? What we lack a lot is the convenience of some automation in our business. And I feel that one of the biggest challenge we also face, as we were discussing earlier on, is that we're working really hard. And in Money and You, we say, if we don't leverage, we work really hard. And we have with us Brandon that's going to share with us how we can work less and still create more. And we want to hear that. Brandon, tell us a little bit about yourself, a bit more on yourself, as I want to introduce you. I think, as many of you know, Brandon is, you may have Googled him. He is actually the #1 Infusionsoft expert in Singapore. He's an authorized certified partner in Singapore, and as well as one of the few in Asia. And he's also a speaker trained in USA, Phoenix, and has done quite a bit of work in sales and marketing expertise. So, Brandon, tell us more about your work as well. You're on mute. No, not yet.
Hi everybody, I'm Brandon from Scale Up Marketing. We started off in 2013, and before that I was actually in insurance for almost 10 over years. So my story goes way back when in 2010 I actually started my journey on learning internet marketing, and back then digital marketing wasn't even a term, back in 2010. So my first encounter was people like even Fabian Lim, so he's like a guru in SEO. So my journey started in the internet marketing space. Why I did that, even despite me being in insurance, because I started to do online marketing even as in insurance. It's quite weird. So we used to do like things like getting a loss leader through motor insurance and personal accident insurance, and then getting leads through online systems, and doing automation and follow-up. So and I managed to get my insurance business more or less automated to the point that my leads that we generate through my on and offline marketing methods, right, actually accounted for as much as 30% of my whole team's business. So essentially, I drove marketing and leads generation. So, and learning about Infusionsoft in 2012, I found that, hey, this is a software that can be used by many SMEs to automate their business. They should be using it. So I flew over to Phoenix, Arizona in 2013 to receive training. And by 2014, we took on the so-called the Infusionsoft Certified Partner and started to help businesses all around Asia to grow their business with automated marketing and good marketing strategies. And to date, we have served more than 100 customers, and all over Asia, we have customers in Australia, Philippines, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and of course Singapore.
Yeah, thank you so much for that introduction. So as we were saying earlier on about how hard it is, SMEs are working, and especially in this segment where in Singapore we're talking a lot about going global, and no business in our mind can survive in this industry without getting online, getting themselves present in a market. Like for Singapore, it's such a small space, and when we say going global, there's no way else that we can go. To start with, the safest is to go online. So what is the conversation that we can have now is about what is marketing strategies for entrepreneurs, and what do you have to tell them, especially the trainers and the coaches who have so much of knowledge and know-how, and they are constantly in a space of wanting to get more clients, but they're so busy doing what they're doing, they don't have time to go out there to market, and then it becomes a cycle of not enough clients, not enough business, and then not enough profit. So and most importantly, they always work alone, so they don't have a team. So what do you suggest, and what are the kind of solutions that you feel can be offered to them?
So one of the challenges everybody has, including trainers and coaches, is not enough time, right? But why is it that we don't have enough time, right? So I think there is maybe 3 areas that I can share this, and then having enough time so that we can then use our marketing strategy to generate more leads. Okay, so first is to eliminate a lot of manual work that we used to do.
Yeah.
So for example, following up with emails, following up with SMSs, keeping in touch. So those kind of things can be taken away through automation, right? So now that we have taken away time that has repetitive tasks, right, then we can do the next thing, that is develop content. Because like it or not, you are the expert, right? And of course, we try not to get sucked into a perfect mentality. Means that if I sit down, I need to write a 1,000 word article and I spend half a day writing it. I think that is not productive at all. But how do you leverage on establishing thought leadership and not spend that kind of time? Now, like it or not every one of us are talented in writing, right? So it actually takes a lot of time. And what I like about GoGLOBAL and Aziza's team, right, is what is about the concept of using videos. Right, and web TV is one of the biggest way of us getting that knowledge through exposure, and we don't have to sit down and write. Right. In fact, one of the very fastest way to do content, right, is actually to come up with 7 questions that your target audience will ask, and then you get someone to interview you, and through that conversation, record down what is being said, transcribe it, and then turn it into article. Because a 15-minute conversation can extract a lot from your brain. I'm sure all these experts and consultants, all that, have a lot in your brain. It's just like what question you ask me, right? I can't stop talking. You know what I mean? So the second thing is develop content, right?
That's right.
And third is to look at, when we go online, it's important to look at who is actually reading those content and watching those content, consuming it, and are you getting the right readership, and are you getting conversions? So again, marketing automation actually tracks who visits your web page, who visits your, who watches your videos on YouTube, who actually in your emailing list is opening your emails and clicking your links, who are actually downloading your ebooks. Huh?
You can check that too, right?
Yes, exactly. So once they become your list, once we are able to capture their data, we can actually look at behaviors. So once we detect that it seems that this group of people are having a more interest in your product because they have been watching your videos, looking at your websites, you should speak to them. And in fact, you can automate again a touch point. Say, hi, Aziza, it's been a couple of months since we last engaged each other. I thought I'll just drop by a note to ask you about, and then to insert the kind of content they were reading, about how to communicate better with your colleagues. Wow, okay, whoa, I was just reading something about communication with colleagues, and Aziza actually messaged me something about that, So that is magic. No, it's not, it's automation.
Okay, that's so cool. And I think this is something very important. So you said, let's recap the 3 things. We said
free up your time.
Free up your time.
Free up your time with all those repetitive tasks. Okay. Learn how to create content fast, right? Because you need content to develop thought leadership. However, you should not spend too much time on it, right? So using videos, using interviews are one of the good ways, right? And third, make sure it gets read and you can actually track and measure.
Right. Okay, that's so cool. So in this dynamics of us growing our database, or wanting to grow our database, let's look a little bit about the target audience that we are looking at. So how do we identify target audience, and are they I mean, is Facebook, because everybody seems to be talking about just Facebook, and that sounds like, is it really magical that everybody can, just make that million from Facebook? So maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the target audience is pretty important. If your target audience does not use Facebook or use Facebook rarely, there's no point that your marketing efforts on Facebook will not work, right? So it's really starting with your target audience. Maybe Facebook is the tool, maybe LinkedIn, and if you're targeting millennials, then Instagram, right? So really it's about your target audience. So if you're trying to reach C-level, C-suite, right, it's very, very unlikely that they are very active on Facebook.
That's right.
Okay, some of them may be on LinkedIn, right? But you may actually have to do events and meet them. You may actually have to get partners that can introduce you to them, right?
So there is still
you might even have to send a direct mail to them, for example.
So there's still a need for regular, what you call offline, because people, it's very important that we're talking about this, because as much as we are talking about automation and getting everything online, getting ourselves free, there is still a need for us to be very offline and be in the face, in that sense, with people.
Oh yes,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's not about completely ignoring the human touch of the matter, and some of them really need that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for example, let's say if integrating and it's a strategy to integrate both on and offline. Okay, for example, let's say I'm targeting at the training and development department heads, right?
Okay.
So certainly some of them will be online, right? Then there will be some that are offline. Okay, fine, never mind. So when I know that a lot of them are on LinkedIn, right? So I can actually be established thought leadership through LinkedIn by posting content, by joining the groups that they join, right? And when they post something, you go and like them, go and comment on what they say, And when they notice you, then they will read the post that you read, and you will know in LinkedIn whether have they visited your profile. If so, then you can reach out to them. Hi, Aziza, I noticed that you dropped by my profile. Is there anything about my profile that prompted you to reach out? So you start to then engage them in the conversation. So it's pretty much a manual task. And in this way, of course, a speaker cannot spend all his time on his phone and look at his LinkedIn profile, right? So this process itself actually can be outsourced to a virtual assistant with a set of FAQs and answers and a set of SOPs, okay, what to do, what kind of job titles to search, how to connect with them, and then you work it out into a process, right? And that maybe cost you like maybe $200-300 for 4 hours of work a day, and you get the kind of exposure and results.
Wow.
Just to give you an idea of, it's not only online. Yes, I use online, but actually it's a very manual task, and I automate. I processed it. I make it into a process. Right? Although it's a manual automation. Right. Okay. Then the other thing is about the offline events as well. So let's say if you know that these groups of people will appear in these events, then make sure that you go to those events and get featured, or maybe presentation speaker or something. Speaking gigs are still required, right, to get that kind of exposure.
Yeah. And when we talk about, once these exposures come in, we need a little bit of, when we say marketing automation, can you tell us a little bit of process of a marketing automation?
Okay, so once I have an offline exposure, so let's say I'm doing a talk at maybe a charity event, and happen that this charity event invited a few of the top CEOs in certain companies. So that's where you start to get the exposure, and then one of them maybe drop by your LinkedIn profile, and then you connect with him, and then finally you do need to get his email, and preferably even phone number, for example. So if you're getting his email, then I would be sending him some emails, right? And then looking at whether, so the marketing automation kicks in that once I classify him and I segment him, so C-suite. So this is a segmentation. I segment him as C-suite, and I segment him as interest in what topic. Then the kind of material I send him will be this for C-suite about this topic. So C-suite for change management in big organizations, for example. Right? Then if he reads my emails and clicks my links, Does he watch my videos? Does he visit my website? If so, then again, I will trigger a phone call. Hey, so Joe, I noticed that you actually dropped by my LinkedIn profile. You might be interested in the program that we have to transform organizations from the inside. I'm going to send you a demo reel through mail. Please take a look at it. Then you send him a mail piece with let's say a DVD or even an MP3 that he can play and listen at the same time. So you need to really think of the different touch points. So just now, as I explained, I already input a few touch points, right? So further on, let's say you met with the T&D department and you managed to talk to the CISO, and he's pretty agreeable. Just that they haven't decided yet. They might be seeing a few people, and at this point, you trigger a mechanism to show up ads on LinkedIn and ads on Facebook, right? You can actually target individuals on Facebook by email, the personal email and mobile phone number. So that is another secret little trick that not many people should know, but you can do that.
Oh no, we are telling everybody.
So imagine the scenario now. You met him at an event, right? You sent him email. You gave him a call. He watched your videos and content. You met him in person. You send the proposal, and then he sees your ads on LinkedIn. He sees more customer testimonials and case studies, right? So you can imagine. So these are the kind of touch points that you are built in, and it happens automatically.
Wow, very nice. I'm so excited about the progress that all our mentors in Go Global is going to go through with you. It's like Boomtown Charlie for all the people that getting in touch with this processes. So the other biggest challenge that many of the SMEs and trainers and coaches have is the existing database. How do we get them in a not ongoing momentum? We have so much of network and connections that we make. So how do we process that? And is there an automation for that?
Yeah, so one of the problems that many people face is the lack of contact points. So by automating contact points, you reactivate the database. At least you keep them warmed up, and they know that you are around. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure if you're in business for many years, you will have networked a lot and have a lot of name cards, and all these name cards end up in what we call a name card graveyard. Right? Thousands and thousands of name cards, but when you pick one name card out, you're thinking, oh, it's been a while since I contact them. Should I call them? Because it seems like a long time. You see, this is the problem. Like, you can't even call them because it's been so long. They have gone cold. You know what I mean? So it's probably important to set into automation that your database is regularly contacted. Okay, number one. And yes, tracking mechanism to see who are getting more interested, right? And vary the kind of content that you send to them. And so it's probably important to set, right? So that is a way to reactivate your database. So in Infusionsoft, we focus on 3 R's as an outcome for managing your database. One is to get more reviews and ratings and recommendations. Now, why is this important? Because can you imagine if you go to a LinkedIn profile and then you see that he has a lot of recommendations compared to someone who doesn't, or your Facebook page with a lot of positive ratings than not, or your last rating was in 2014, you know what I mean? So it is important for businesses to keep up this area, that is review, ratings, and recommendations. So what happens is that immediately after you deliver a service and product, the system will automatically send out a review and rating feedback form, right? If you rate him 4 or 5 star and above, then the system will automatically link him to the URL. That means he clicked on, okay, please rate us from 1 to 10. And he rate 8, 9, or 10, he clicked, then the system will automatically redirect him to the Facebook URL or to LinkedIn recommendation page for him to immediately do an action. Do you get me? So that helps you to get more reviews, ratings, and recommendations. Number 2, the outcome of managing your database well is that you should get more referrals, right? So because people remember, right? So there is an active way and passive way of asking for referrals. The active way will be actually to give them something that they can immediately share with their friends. Give them something that is shareable and invitable. So let's say, okay, Aziza, I'm having an event. The last time we had work done with your company is that we help your team gel better together and they can work well together. I hope it's working for you. Hey, I would like to extend this invitation to 2 of your colleagues. Can you give them this free ticket for me? You get me? So it is actually for a training and referral, a training business. It might, hey, hello, do you have a referral for me? It's quite odd, right? So actively asking, meaning coming up with some ideas on how to get them to refer a colleague, ex-colleague to you. Okay. If you send out enough content, they should remember you, and at least maybe even if it's not active, then it's passive. That they look at your content and they realize, hey, oh yeah, this is something my colleagues should know or my ex-colleague is asking about. Then it sends out. So consider both active and passive referrals. Third is to get repeat sales. So SMEs, be it SMEs or be it trainer and speakers, right? Your target audience probably have a buying pattern, a cycle, a season, right? So promotional seasons for B2C businesses, definitely you need to have plans for all the different holidays in the year. Easter, Christmas, Hari Raya. All of these are promotional opportunities that you should not miss. So did you automate all these processes or not? That you won't even come across the stage that, oh, I forgot to send out a promotion for Christmas, or Black Monday or Black Friday. And in fact, there are some very odd, or I would say, it's not the usual holidays. For example, like World Women's Day. It is another avenue for promotion. For example,
yeah.
So getting the repeat business through promotions, holidays. Number two, there's some buying cycles. For example, like in March, the government bodies usually must spend their money, right?
Yeah.
So about in January, February, March, that should be the time that you really need to contact them, because they are looking at, they have underspent. They need to spend a certain amount of money, for example. Or you need to approach corporates like in October, November, because they are going to finalize their budget for next year, for example. So time-based reminders like these and automated emails can help you to increase that repeat sales. You get me?
Yeah. Wow, that is very informative. Thank you so much. How do we go about, right now with the information that we have shared today? Maybe you want to share a little bit about the upcoming workshop that you have in Singapore?
In fact, we do have an upcoming workshop, and we run this like every quarter. The good thing about this workshop is that USA is actually sending Kirk Masters, which is a very experienced small business coach. He's going to come down and share about lifecycle marketing and how market automation works. So if you're available 22nd of May in the morning session at 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m., 3 hours at Raffles Town Club on the 22nd of May, you can join us. The ticket is just $20 US. It's US because we are charging everything in US, right? So this is going to be a very good workshop for you to really understand how to piece together a marketing strategy for you to get new customers, turn more of leads into customers, and get more repeat sales.
Very nice. Fantastic. And how, I think they can also click in the link here for them to sign up, right?
Yeah, so you can sign up for the workshop. If you cannot make it for this workshop, we can also always place you on the next one. For those who don't really have, they say, I really don't have time, I just want to get things done and I can't wait until 22nd of March or the next workshop, right? We do have a free consultation that you can get. That's about half an hour. We share with you a bit more about, we show you a demo and share with you more about how marketing automation can help your business and how you can use lifecycle marketing to double your sales without spending extra money on advertising.
Very nice, very nice. So click in the link and you'll get to all these pages that Brandon is speaking about, and we so look forward to having more. Anything else you want to give us before we end the session?
I think that's all. Hope to connect with more of you guys. You can search for me on LinkedIn, Brandon Yong. Feel free to invite me. I will accept you.
Yes, fantastic. And thank you so much for your time. And thank you everyone for watching in this session. It is an initiative of Go Global, our program from Shine, where we are putting together trainers, coaches, and mentors in a very inclusive environment, a sharing community that's reaching out to support more SMEs, as well as more entrepreneurs to go global, go into Asia market. So this is another season of the work, and we're going to hear more of our trainers and global mentors, team members get in touch with you as well. So look forward to hearing from you and connecting with us. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Brandon.
Aziza. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.